What is up, guys? I am the one and only Eagle Double T, and in this video, I'm going to be comparing the Wii U Pro controller to its older cousin, the Wii Classic Controller Pro. So without further ado, let's begin. To give you a quick overview of the controllers, the Wii U Pro controller is very similar to the Xbox 360 controller in terms of design. It's also very comfortable and I can hold it for a long period of time. This controller has an extremely long battery life, and it's 80 hours, so you pretty much never have to plug this thing into charge. And one thing to point out is that both joysticks are on top of the controller, and they're symmetrical, which is pretty much specifically unique to this controller, and it's not the best combination, but it works. Now, the Wii Classic Controller Pro is pretty much a Wii Classic controller, just with these arms on the sides to make it more comfortable and easier to hold. It also has the layout of a PlayStation controller, in which the two joysticks are on the bottom of the controllers with the buttons and D-pad right above it. Now, one thing to point out with the Wii Classic Controller Pro is that this is technically a wired and wireless controller, because there is a wire here that plugs into the bottom of a Wii remote, which is wireless. So you pretty much have to have the Wii remote directly beside you at all times to use this controller, but it's better than plugging it into the console, I guess. While the Wii U Pro controller is fully wireless, and like I said, that 80-hour battery life is just so amazing, and as everyone should know, the Wii remote battery life is not the best. Now let's talk about the comfort of these controllers. Now, the Wii Classic Controller Pro, it's an okay controller in terms of comfort. It's kind of awkward to hold. It just feels a bit weird holding this controller because my fingers rest really far back on the controller. But the comfort's okay. I mean, I can hold this for a pretty long period of time, and, I can play Mario Kart with it for a long time. Comfort is not the best, but it's okay. Now, the Wii U Pro controller, like I said, is like the 360 controller. And for those of you that don't know, the 360 controller is extremely comfortable. This controller is kind of a little bit flatter than the 360 controller, you could say. And it is extremely comfortable. I can hold this for a very long period of time without my hands getting tired of holding the controller or getting cramped. So when it comes to comfort, I'm definitely giving it to the Wii U Pro controller. Now when it comes to the joysticks, buttons, triggers, etc., the Wii U Pro controller definitely takes the cake. The joysticks are like night and day. The Wii U Pro controller has really nice, grippy, smooth joysticks, while the Wii Classic Controller Pro, it can't match up. They feel kind of cheap, and they're not very grippy. The D-pad on the Wii Classic Controller Pro, it's okay. I mean, it's a good, solid Nintendo D-pad, but I like the feeling of the Wii U Pro controllers better. The buttons on the Wii U Pro controller are definitely better. They're really spaced out on the Wii Classic Controller Pro, and they feel really stiff, and they don't want to move very much, but they're okay. But on the Wii U Pro controller, they're just much better. They're the perfect size, or the perfect distance from each other, and they're a lot better. The buttons in the middle, the start and select buttons, and the home buttons, this is more like clicky, really solid buttons. And the home button is even a little bit too hard to push, but they're just right on the Wii U Pro controller. Now, the triggers is definitely where the Wii U Pro controller accelerates over the Wii Classic Controller Pro. The bumpers are definitely better on the Wii U Pro controller. They just feel much, much better than the ones on the Wii Classic Controller Pro. And then the joysticks are much, much, much better on the Wii U Pro controller. They're more like 360 joysticks that just don't go in very much. They're basically just buttons. However, they're a lot nicer than the clunky, not so solid ones on the Wii Classic Controller Pro. Also, one more thing to point out, the Wii U Pro controller has rumble in it, and the Wii Classic Controller Pro does not. So in the end, I would definitely give the victory to the Wii U Pro controller. The Wii Classic Controller Pro isn't really a bad controller. It just doesn't even put up a fight against the Wii U Pro controller. So please subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it, and comment which controller you like better in the comment section below. I am the one and only Eagle Double T signing off. Goodbye.